Our top story tonight is more fallout at Fenton High School. Today, the mayor of Bensenville is calling for the superintendent to step down. This comes days after the school board fired a staff member accused of misconduct and last night's volatile school board meeting. Tonight, NBC5's Christian Farr has a new police report.
NBC5 Investigates has received a FOIA request from the Bensenville Police Department involving criminal inappropriate conduct by a now terminated staff member at Fenton High School. The heavily redacted reports mostly date back to October of last year for incidents that happened in 2015 and seem to involve the possible criminal sexual abuse of a child.
I wonder if anyone on this board would protect this predator if it were your own children being victimized.
Last night, many came out to a school board meeting calling on Fenton School District Superintendent James Ongtengco and Board President Carrie Lewis to resign. NBC5's Evrod Cassimy asked both men directly.
Were there any plans for you to resign at all?
I got no comment.
You plan to resign?
Absolutely not.
But Bensenville's village president, Frank DeSimone, is calling for at least one resignation. In a written statement, President DeSimone said, "I can tell you that I stand with our students, families, and all sexual assault victims when I say that the allegations are disgusting and unacceptable. A school should be, amongst all else, safe for children. In order for our community to begin to heal, I am calling for Fenton District 100 Superintendent to step down." Last night, Board President Carrie Lewis shared parents' frustration with what is going on, but said an investigation is still being completed.
This is a legal matter right now. It's also an HR matter right now. To say anything would be to compromise both processes.
Bensenville's village president says he's confident in any investigation by the Bensenville Police Department as well as the DuPage County State's Attorney's Office. He's encouraging anyone with information to come forward. Christian Farr, NBC5 News.
Our developing story here at 4:30, new problems for Fenton High School. Today, the school was closed and students were sent home due to a threat.
As we've been reporting, the Bensenville school is grappling with the fallout from a scandal, involving a staff member fired after allegations of sexual misconduct. As V. Wynn explains, many in this community are now frustrated with school leadership.
A frightening morning for students and staff at Fenton High School after officials say a threat was made against the school. It prompted evacuations and led to classes being canceled.
It breaks my heart for her. She should be thriving in education, but here we are. We're focusing on something that shouldn't even be a thing right now.
This Fenton graduate says her younger sister is currently a freshman and is now rattled by everything that's been happening at her school.
She was very shaken up, and especially with the whole situation plus the threat today, she is telling me that she just does not want to be there right now.
On Monday, the school board fired a staff member for misconduct. On Wednesday, outraged parents and students demanding the superintendent and board to resign following the allegations.
Something like this big to happen, we have to come together and stand up for especially our younger kids.
According to a police report obtained by NBC5 Investigates, the alleged victim was 14 years old at the time, the allegations dating back to 2015. Yesterday, the Bensenville village president wrote this letter, calling the allegations disgusting and unacceptable, echoing calls for the superintendent to step down. The district did not comment today when asked about the calls for resignation. Meanwhile, this parent says it has been tough for his son and classmates.
It is very hard, yeah, because supposed to be in the school, everybody's safe.
The school district says students can pick up any belongings left behind during the evacuations. The high school will be open tomorrow from 8 a.m. to noon. Meanwhile, a village spokesperson telling us police are still investigating and no criminal charges have been filed. Reporting in Bensenville, V1 NBC5 News.
Our thanks to V.
Parents and students at Fenton High School want answers after a staff member was terminated for misconduct. They want police to step in here and for the superintendent to be fired. NBC5's Evrod Cassimy has been following this story for weeks. He's joining us live now as parents and students are taking those demands to the village board. Evrod?
Absolutely, Alex. That meeting is scheduled to start at 6:30 tonight. There are a number of parents here already who said that they're going to be speaking along with students who are going to be speaking as well, demanding answers as to who knew what and when. But new tonight, we're hearing from DCFS. A DCF spokesperson is telling us that they are refuting a timeline of events put out by Fenton School District 100 Superintendent James Ongtengco that lists when they knew about allegations and when action was taken. Ongtengco's timeline states that inappropriate text messages allegedly sent by that terminated staff member dated back to 2011. The timeline claims the school got a tip in 2016 accusing that staff member of having a sexual relationship with a student. Ongtengco claims it was reported to DCFS. DCFS, however, denies that in a statement, saying DCFS has not identified any record of reports to our hotline regarding the Fenton employee in question prior to March 9th of 2023. Our hearts go out to the victims of this alleged abuse and the Fenton community. And as you can imagine, this has upset many parents.
Angry, very angry, because it's one of many checks and balances that should be keeping our children safe that failed. And one reason that we're at this meeting tonight is because the Bensenville Police Department reports directly to the municipality. It's not its own separate distinctive taxing body. It's all part of this. So the village of Bensenville has a hand in this.
So those parents and students are going to be speaking out at that village board meeting tonight. The village president has already called for the resignation of the superintendent. We should point out that that terminated staff member has not been criminally charged, but we have just learned that the village president, Frank DeSimone, is going to be speaking, addressing the Fenton situation before the board meeting starts. We just received a statement that reads in part, at this time, the DuPage state's attorney has not approved charges. I am again asking for anyone with information on these allegations to please come forward and speak with a Bensenville detective. Of course, we'll continue to follow this story for you. We'll have much more on the news tonight at 10. For now, reporting live in Bensenville, Evrod Cassimy, NBC 5 News.
We will see you then. Thank you, Evrod.
Meanwhile, it was another eventful night in Bensenville. Students and parents filled a board meeting there to talk about the ongoing investigation at Fenton High School. They first became concerned when the school fired an employee amid allegations of inappropriate conduct. NBC 5's Evrod Cassimy has been covering this story for weeks, and he spoke to the village president tonight.
The issue will not be swept under the rug. I will not stand for that.
Bensenville Village President Frank DeSimone spoke openly about the criminal inappropriate conduct allegations against a now terminated Fenton High School staff member at Tuesday night's board meeting. He doubled down on calls for District Superintendent James Ongtengco to step down.
I issued a letter to the Fenton board calling for the superintendent and any other adult who knew about these allegations and chose to do nothing to step down. I have not received a response from that letter yet.
Over the weekend, Superintendent Ongtengco issued a timeline of when the district knew about the inappropriate conduct allegations and when they contacted authorities and DCFS. A DCFS spokesperson refuted part of the timeline in a statement to NBC5, saying DCFS has not identified any record of reports to our hotline regarding the Fenton employee in question prior to March 9th, 2023.
A predator should not have been allowed to walk among students and teachers for 12 years after the first allegation.
Meanwhile, students and parents wore shirts calling for the superintendent to resign, while teal ribbons hang on trees surrounding the school, a show of support for sexual assault survivors. Tuesday, police responded to a second bomb threat at the school and superintendent's home, but determined the threats to have come from outside the United States.
The DuPage County State's attorney has not approved criminal charges against that now terminated staff member. Village Board President Frank DeSimone wants anyone with information about the allegations to come forward. In Bensenville, Evrod Cassimy, NBC 5 News.